Viewers, we're live this morning. It's a Republic super exclusive. Sunjay Kapur's sister, Mandira Kapur, breaks her silence. She demands full transparency around her brother's sudden demise and death, including access to medical records and official reports, and laments how her mother was sidelined from the company that she helped build. Mandira says that they first learned about the autopsy through media coverage rather than directly, and questions how a healthy and fit man could die of a heart attack under such circumstances. She accuses the board of excluding the family, coercing signatures during their grief, and letting the family's legacy slip away while offering no answers. Take a look.
Today at Republic, we are going to dive into a gripping story of loss and suspicion surrounding the death of Sunjay Kapur, the chairman of Sona Comstar, on 12th June. A UK coroner's report claims that the death happened due to natural causes, while the mother, Rani Kapur, alleges foul play, citing forged documents and possibility of a transnational conspiracy. Joining me today exclusively is Sunjay Kapur's sister, Mandira Kapur. Thank you, Ms. Kapur, for speaking to us. First of all, I'd like to begin with saying how sorry we are for your loss, Ms. Kapur. Before we begin with the interview, I really want to know what kind of bond you shared with Mr. Kapur, what it was like, what he was like as a sibling brother.
He was always funny, always entered a room and commanded attention, didn't demand it, but it just happened naturally. He always made everyone comfortable and laugh, and me and him had a very special bond where we were, we always had our jokes going on. We did this silly stuff we used to come up with, like gusa lagakar, and we used to fake fight. We used to, it was more like I was a younger brother to him than a sister, and I've actually found letters written to him saying, "Love, Mandira, your younger brother," which is something I'd actually forgotten about. But just reminiscing and going through this house and going through drawers and finding photographs of us, and I was always, the one to play football with him and his friends. I was the one who was. We had a very different relationship, and it's sad that the last few years we didn't talk, which is really makes me sad now, because I didn't ever think that my life would go on without having a brother present, or without having, I always knew he was physically there, and I know push comes to shove, he would be there for me. And I wish I'd made more of an effort now, but I didn't know this was going to happen. And I know we would have made up eventually had he been alive. So yeah, it breaks me, because we had so many I have so many memories with him, but now they're just memories, which is very tough, that I'll never create anymore. So yeah. Sorry.
Ms. Kapur, if we talk around the last few days before his death, before Mr. Kapur's death, what it was like, did any sort of communication, conversation happen between Mr. Kapur and Mrs. Rani Kapur?
I mean, they talked all the time. It was, when you coming, Mom, I miss you, I love you. He was a very good son. He looked after Mom. He was very good. And I mean, they spoke all the time. It was always, all after Dad. In fact, when Dad was alive, he would make sure that when he left the house, we called Mom. So I think it became a habit with the three of us to make sure we were always in touch with Mom. And I think, like the both of us, all three of us, it was a habit to make sure Mom was okay all the time. So yeah, they had a good relationship, like every mother and son does.
On 12th of June, when the news broke of Sunjay Kapur's passing away, the initial few reports suggested that it was due to the bee sting. Now, when the UK coroner's report was made public in the public domain, it suggests more vaguely towards a chronic disease, chronic heart disease. So how do you find this gap between the initial few claims and now what the report has to suggest?
So to start with, we were told a bee sting, which we've always wondered how a bee went into his throat while he was riding, and Mum kept asking when he's wearing a helmet, how has the bee gone in? So that was the first bit of confusion we had. We unfortunately got the report from the media. We weren't given the report directly in our hand. It's come as a shock that he died of a heart attack, because from what I've heard, he did have his heart checked out, and he had 40% of an artery blocked, which is not a big deal. And the thing is, the family that we come from, my father made sure we had a blood test every 6 months, even when we were in school. So as adults, we've carried that on not only with us, but with our families. We are very health conscious. We have constant checkups. I refuse to believe my brother had not had a proper checkup, and I don't believe he had any heart disease. So for me to suddenly hear my brother's died of a heart attack, who's healthy, who exercise every day, the guy never ate ketchup. McDonald's was out of the question. No ketchup, no sodas, no nothing. Worked out every day, did yoga. You know, it's insane for me to say yes and be like, yeah, I'm okay with it. I'm not, because from a bee sting, it's gone to a heart attack, and someone needs to explain this to the family. Someone needs to give us an explanation on how. And how has this come about? How did a bee sting turn into a heart attack? And how, when you have such a healthy guy, it just doesn't make sense to us.
If I may ask, what was the information given to you or to Mrs. Kapur with regards to Sunjay Kapur's passing away, and what time was it, and who was the person who had informed?
My sister called me. We were in the UK. Mum had gone to my brother's house, had dinner with him, said bye in the morning when we went for polo. The Air India crash had happened that day, and I called Mum around 4 in the evening, and she said, I'm just sitting home alone. I don't know what to do. I can't switch on the TV. I'm just sitting here. No one's called me. No one's come home. Her grandson hadn't come home. So I said to her, what do you want to do? And she said, can I come back to you? So I sent an Uber. Well, I booked an Uber to get her back to me. She was on her way when my sister called from New York and said to me that, have you heard anything about Bhaiya? And I said, no, I know he's playing polo. And she said, something's happened. And I presumed, as you know, he's in the past, he's gotten hurt, he had many rods put in his arm, leg, all of this. So I said, well, I guess he'll be taken to the hospital and we'll go and see him, you know. She called back basically saying he's gone. And I kept saying, what do you mean gone? So yeah, it was just, I didn't even know how to finish this. And then I had to, I spoke to Mum, she didn't know, she was on her way. And then I think Priya called Mum saying that Sanjay's dead, and I don't think Mum made sense of it. And then when she reached me, she was still in shock. And she came upstairs and we sat down, and that's, I think, when it really hit her. But I don't know. It's just, that's how we found out. I don't know if my sister had not found out in New York, if we'd even know. So yeah.
Initially, what were you guys told? How did this happen?
We weren't told anything. We weren't told anything till the next day, till we went to the house. We didn't know what was going on. We didn't know where he was. We didn't know when he went to the hospital. We didn't know anything. We didn't know anything. We were just told he's dead, and that was it. We weren't told at what time. We didn't know how. We didn't know anything. We didn't know anything till the next day, so we were just sitting. All we knew is that he's dead, and that was it. Yeah.
Let's take it. Please take your time. You need water?
No, but
Wonderful.
Carry on, sorry.
Please let it out.
Yeah, I'm fine. Don't worry. I'm good. Sorry.
Gather yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's just hard to talk about. Yeah, I'm ready.
Given how quickly and uniformly this whole claim around bee sting made to the public domain, do you think it was more than a rumor? It was a deliberate attempt to actually hide the facts around Sunjay Kapur's death?
I don't know what to think. I think it's just from the 12th of June has been a big blow for us because a lot has gone on which doesn't make sense to us. We've learned too much which we weren't aware of, and I think we've not been allowed to grieve my brother and grieve this big loss that we've had. And you know, we're 3 women left now. Dad's gone, Bhagya's gone, we're 3 of us left alone. And I think it's just every day, instead of being allowed to grieve, we're hearing new stuff. And it's just been very difficult for my mom, who's 80, going to be 80 this year, and who's questioning why she's alive and her son's not. And to keep telling her that, I mean, I don't even know what to say to her. What do you say to an 80-year-old woman who's lost a 53-year-old child? So it's tackling so many things without being able to tackle one thing. It's just so much going on. It's a blur. It's not fair. It's just not fair on any of us what we've gone through, and it's not fair to my mom at all. She's lost everything. She's not only lost her son, she's lost her husband's hard work, her legacy. She's lost everything. And it just, what are we supposed to concentrate on? I don't know. What if this has just been, it's like a nightmare that we're not waking up from. And we're not getting answers. We don't know anything going on. We're asking and we're not getting any responses from anyone out there. So it's been really tough for us.
Ms. Kapur, the report in question, the UK coroner's report that I have in my hand at the moment, here it categorically mentions with regards to toxicology findings, non-contributive. So apparently there's no more detail with regards to the toxicology findings. However, through this report, the UK authorities there have vaguely pointed it out towards chronic heart disease. You, as the sister of Sunjay Kapur, were you aware of any such disease or any such medical history of Sunjay Kapur?
I can tell you one thing. If my brother had an inkling of an heart disease and I can guarantee you got himself checked out, he would not be playing polo. He would be in a hospital getting it sorted out, because he, like the rest of us, as in this family after dad and the way dad brought us up, health was first. And had there been an inkling of anything, he would have not been polo, he would be fixing himself. So this is baffling for us to find out. From a bee sting, you've gone to this, when it's, to me, this is, I mean, it doesn't add up. It's not making sense to me at all.
The police there has ruled out foul play, has said that it was more of a heart condition which led to the passing away of Mr. Kapur. You, as the sister who is well aware of his lifestyle, his medical history, what it is about the accuracy of this report
I'd like to see his the last few checkups he's had. I'd like to see his medical history, because why isn't my mother being given that? Why are we being not given any information on this? Why has mom not been told? Why can mom asked me, she goes, how do they know? When did he do his last checkup? Why aren't we being given this information? That's all I want to know. Is it fair for my mother to be left in the dark about this when we know? I may not have talked to my brother for 4 years, but 4 years in 53 years is a blip. I know my family, I know my brother well enough to know how we were raised and what we were careful about and what we're not. So I refuse to believe that my brother did not have a checkup in the last 6 months. I refuse to believe that. And if anyone can prove me wrong, please do.
Ms. Kapoor, your mother had written a letter to the UK authorities dated July 24th, if I'm not wrong. So in that particular letter, she mentioned about how she thinks that Sanjay Kapur's death were under suspicious circumstances. You as a sister and the other family members, do you think that the coroner's report was flawed or even to the extent that it was compromised?
I honestly, I'm going to be looking at it more carefully now. The reason that we have said anything, and my mother's right when she said that how during 13 days have I lost everything, and that has stuck to my sister and me, I think, of 13 days is a mourning period. You're not meant to do anything, but so much has happened which doesn't add up for us. So I think the question starts from there. Is what is the hurry? What was the hurry? Why weren't we told what's going on? Why weren't we sat down as a family, as a unit, and discussed everything discussed? What was the hurry? Are we not allowed to grieve this huge loss? It's a huge loss to us. And you know, people can go on pointing out, oh, you didn't talk, you didn't do this. It doesn't take away that is my brother. Fine, we didn't. Does my mother not deserve answers? Does my sister not? It's crazy that we have been cut off from our own family. We've been cut off from what we've grown up with, what we've seen our parents build, what dad traveled and did all this, for what? To give it all away. So if someone can make sense of this, please do, because we're lost. We're absolutely lost with this madness.
Mrs. Kapur has gone on record requesting to properly investigate the death of Sanjay Kapur. Hence, the letter was sent to the UK authorities. However, the UK police has denied that there is no suspicious angle there in this case. What, according to you, in this whole investigations were the lapses or the inconsistencies that have raised eyebrows?
I want to know if the UK police or coroner or anyone knew that we were told it was a bee sting. Are they aware of that? Everybody thought it was a bee sting, or have they not been told that information? That's the first question I ask, because there's not a mention of a bee in the report, not a mention of what the whole world was talking about. Not only us, the entire world was talking about it. I mean, I'm sorry, but a mockery has been made out of my brother that he died of a bee sting. I've seen the horrible posts that are done, and some which are genuine, but have they missed it? Because there's not a mention of it. So how come, if this is what everyone was told and this is what happened on the polo fields, and we've heard 2-3 other stories, but has the coroner not even mentioned a bee? What happened to the damn bee? Where is it? So I'd like that answer.
Ms. Kapur, circling back to the same letter, Mrs. Kapur had also mentioned about certain dubious asset transfers in that letter. It's a very serious charge. So as a family, do you have tracks of any such transactions taking place which made you believe that it was not a natural death, but it could have been more of an orchestrated?
I can't answer that bit of the question. All I can say is, yes, my mother has said it very loudly. She was made to sign papers which she was unaware of during the grieving period. She was not explained anything. We were not involved in it. It was behind closed doors. And ever since, she has asked again and again and again for them, but we are not getting anything. Instead, we're getting answers of being told that emails are compromised and all this rubbish. Let's get the answers. Let's not make excuses. Tell us what she signed. If she signed it, it should legally be in her hands. Why is this all being hidden? And why was it done? Again, I'm going to ask, during the 13-day mourning period, what was the hurry? What was the rush for this?
Like you mentioned about the forceful signatures that happened, the content of which Mrs. Kapur was not aware of, what papers she's signing and everything. Do you think that there's a link between Sanjay Kapur's death and the ongoing inheritance dispute that is taking place?
There shouldn't have been an inheritance dispute. Everything was willed to my mother, so we don't understand how there's an inheritance dispute. I mean, everything was willed to my mother. We're now finding out stuff that we didn't even know existed. There's papers being signed. We're not being allowed to know what has been signed. You tell me what you want us to think, because we don't understand what has gone on. There shouldn't be an inheritance dispute. I mean, the fact is my mother's alive. My dad willed everything to her. So how is this become an inheritance dispute? How is my mother locked out of everything that she built with her husband for her family, which is now 7 grandkids? The 2 daughters are alive. Yes, there's a daughter-in-law involved. But how is this become an inheritance dispute when it should be all with my mother, as normal families do? And today there's nothing in her name. So let everyone answer that question, because why is there an inheritance dispute? Should everything not be how it is? My dad worked for my mother first, the grandchildren next, the kids third. So where is everything?
As per Sona Comstar's statements and also the BSE findings, on 25th of June, there were certain changes with regards to the board of the company. Jeffrey Mark getting a position, and also Priya Sachdeva being assigned the role of the director there at Sona BLA. Do you think there was more of a forceful takeover of the board?
So let me answer this one question with a simple question back to you. Considering my mother's alive, considering she's a founding member of Sona, do you not think out of respect she should have been made a non-executive board member? Out of respect to my father, how Sona started, who built Sona, why Sona the brand it is today, who went to JTech and sat with the Japanese, who went and built a company in Germany, whatever happened there happened. Who did all of this? But still, my mother being alive, her simple request was what? Push the board meeting, let me figure out what's going on in my family. Instead, she got a letter back saying, publicly apologize, you have nothing to do with Sona. Do you not, and I'd like you to answer this, do you not think out of respect for the founding member, she should have been made a non-executive member of the board to keep the legacy and the family a part of it? Or do you think someone who has come into our family now has taken the board without talking to the family, without any discussion, without my mother knowing, it's been announced to us? So I'd love for everyone else to answer this question. Is there no respect for my mother today? And there's no respect for us, there's no respect for the grandchildren, there's no respect for my father. There's no respect for the founder of Sona. So let everyone else answer that question.
Ms. Kapur, the trust in question here. The other side is claiming that as per the clause, as per one such clause of the trust, if anything had to happen to Sunjay Kapur, the majority stakeholder will be with Priya Sachdeva. What do you have to say about this?
First, let's question the trust altogether, which my mother is unaware of. Then we can talk about clauses. We've not seen the trust. I don't know if you have. We've not seen the trust. We've asked for it. My mother's been asking since 2023. We've not seen the trust. So how can I tell you about what clause says what? What trust? Has my mother created a trust that she's unaware of? So let's get those answers first. What is in that trust? Because my mom has no clue. So you can't ask me about a clause when I've never seen this trust. So again, we're in the dark about everything. We don't know what is going on. All we know is we've lost, well, my brother, my mother's son, sister's lost a brother. There are 3 of us girls left on a family of 5, and everything's gone. Forget me, forget my sister. My mother, who has been a queen her entire life, today has nothing. So I'd like to ask anyone out there if they would let their mother go through this. And is this okay? Is it okay for our legacy of my dad, who worked his every moment, blood, sweat and tears, to build this for his family? Today, his family has nothing. Has nothing. His wife, who is alive, has nothing. Is that okay?
Ms. Kapur, is there a possibility, do you think, as a family member, as far as you know Sunjay Kapur as a sibling, as a prominent industrialist, is there a possibility that certain changes would have been made in the will? Is there a possibility of that?
What will?
The will in the question, the inheritance dispute that's ongoing?
I would, see, the thing is, I can't answer a question and I have no idea about it. I don't know. Is there a will? We don't know. We don't even have a death certificate. We don't know what is that. We don't know anything. It's like I'm talking to you about someone who's not a part of my family member. I don't know. My mum doesn't know. Mum is asked non-stop questions. We're getting no answers to anything, so we don't know if there's a will. I don't know how to answer a question I've been asking. My mum's been asking. We're asking, does anyone know? Mum's asking me non-stop. How do we know? No one is helping us out here. All mum, every time she asks a question, oh, your email is compromised. That's the easy answer. So who's going to answer these questions for us? I don't know.
Ms. Kapoor, within a week of Sanjay Kapur passing away, there were several developments that had taken place. First being Priya Sachdeva taking over as the non-executive director. And then we saw how she changed her social media handles as well. The names were changed. For you, as a sister, as a family member, do you think it was a natural succession, or does this raise your concern deeper?
I've really not given it that much thought. It's not... I mean, she's been Priya Sachdev Kapur, so to go for Priya Sanjay Kapur, I don't know what her thought process was behind it, and it's not something which is really whatever. But I mean, for everyone speculating about it, I think we've got so much more to look at and speculate than her changing her name. Yes, it's odd, while he was alive, she was Sachdev Kapur to now Sunjay Kapur, but that's her. I'm not going to really get involved in that. It's not my... I've got bigger things to worry about. I've got my mother to worry about. I've got her health, which is her blood pressure has been going haywire. Her literally emotional well-being, which is sleeping every night, looking at her husband and her son, crying herself to sleep, waking up every morning, saying how I lost everything. I've lost a son. I've lost my world. So I've got those things to look at, not her name.
Ms. Kapoor, again, if we go back to that letter which was written by Mrs. Rani Kapur on July 24th to the UK authorities, she, as far as we know, she mentioned about how she was forced to sign certain documents. So do you think the legal manipulation had begun right after Sanjay Kapur's death, or it began even before that, or maybe that led to...
I can't answer before that, I can't answer led to, but I do know it started right after. I mean, again, I'm saying it again, that during the 13 days, we've lost everything. My mother's lost everything she ever thought she had. So, and that's within 13 days, during her grieving period. So that's the only thing I know for sure. I don't know about before, I don't know during, I don't know any of that. I know for a fact that from the 12th to the 25th, 26th, my mum's no one and nothing compared to what she was, and compared to where my dad put her, my brother put her, my sister and me put her on this pedestal. She may be on the pedestal, but she's really alone. She's got nothing. Nothing that the family built for my mother never to feel the way she does right now.
Ms. Kapoor, it's been more than 2 months now since your brother's passing away. There are way too many questions that are unanswered even today. For you, at the moment when you sit here, what are those questions that you need answer for, your mother needs answer for?
First is, what really happened to her son? We need to know what happened. We need a clear answer on that. Secondly, what is this trust? And what is the stuff she signed over? Why is this all happened? I think Mum's biggest question is, I mean, I'd like to ask on behalf of my mother, why has her entire world fallen apart? She's lost her son. Shouldn't we all step up and be looking after her instead of being involved in this rubbish? Why is everything not being the way Dad left it? Why is there so much change? My brother's gone. She's had such a big loss. Let her deal with that. But instead, everything's been taken away. We don't even know who all are involved. We don't have answers to any question. We're just left standing in the dark, and you're looking at this woman who's lost her entire... Listen, we as Indians know how important the son is. The son's gone. There are 3 of us women left. I'm being asked, oh, you know, why are you doing this? Why are you doing... If I was a boy, if I was a son, would anyone ask these questions? No. But because I'm a daughter, I shouldn't be doing this. I shouldn't be standing up for my mother. My sister and me will stand by my mother till the end. And the world can judge us, the world can say whatever, but I know how we were raised, and we were raised to look after her, and we will look after her till the end. And we do want answers. We need answers. My mother needs that closure. And it's not fair for her at her age, having lost everything. She'd barely gotten over dad to do this, and now to have lost 13 days of grieving. But have we been allowed to grieve? No, we haven't. We've just been thrown into this shock of a nightmare, and it's not fair on her. So I want answers.
Thank you so much, Ms. Kapur, for speaking to us. I hope you get the strength to get through this. Here are the Kapurs with so many questions unanswered. Now, even after 2 months have gone by, ever since the passing away of prominent industrialist and the chairman of Sonacom star Sunjay Kapur. This is Soumya Jaiswal exclusively speaking to Sanjay Kapur's sister Mandira Kapur for Republic TV.
Viewers, coming up on the other side, NDA announces their pick for Vice President.